Gonna be very sad, very bigly sad.
Hi,
Joseph, how old are you?
Hi, Parker. How you doing? I'm 40.
You voting Trump?
I am voting Trump, yeah.
Why so?
Well, because his economic policies assisted the Midwest in a huge way due to his corporate tax cuts and what it allowed, because there was such a huge stranglehold by Democrats, especially in this state, with localization of taxes, especially in industry. It allowed them to get what they needed the most, which was access to capital, and assisted them in expanding. It was extremely helpful. And I'm hoping that he'll start making moves back to similar economic policies, which would help the local trade.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question. In terms of the corporate tax rate that it's at, can you name me one point in American history that you'd point to where the corporate tax rate was that low, where we saw like good effects on the economy?
Yeah, during the Trump administration.
Okay, I'm referencing other than the Trump administration.
Yeah,
But
but
if you want
why?
to
Why would
reference
that? I don't understand why that's a non sequitur. During
'cause
the
I
Trump
can send
administration,
you.
well, hang on. During the Trump administration, I just gave you my argument. My argument was that businesses in the
That you think
Midwest
you think it was
needed to have
effective. Okay, so
access
I'll
to
ask you this
capital.
question.
Hmm.
Yeah, so listen, if you actually, I can send you a paper from a liberal and a conservative economist from Harvard that actually indicates there was only 0.04% annual GDP growth, specifically from the Tax Cuts and
Yeah,
Jobs
but
Act.
do you
So we spent
recognize?
1.9
Yeah.
trillion dollars of debt-related spending.
Well, I'm happy to
on
respond
only
to
adding
this.
28 billion
Yeah.
dollars to the economy.
Let's say it
So how do
only.
you say it
Let's
was
say it
so
only.
effective
Well,
for
I'm going to explain.
increasing?
So,
Well, in the
let-
middle of my sentence.
well, okay. So the thing is that you're throwing out more red herrings, but I'm willing to respond directly to
What's
this.
a red herring?
Well, so you're trying to get me to look at something that's beside my point.
It's not beside your point. I was currently making a point. You cut me off.
Well, can you respond to my point? The GDP would have nothing to do with what I said. Zero.
So, okay, so if the corporate tax cut was beneficial, it would have caused a increase in the GDP, right? Increase in the overall trading
Well, it
power of the
did. By
economy.
your own admission, it did. You just don't like how much
By
it did.
By 0.04%.
Yeah.
we added,
So
Andrew,
why
listen,
would that
Andrew,
matter
listen,
for the
Andrew, listen.
localization in the Midwest?
It added 0.04% to the annual GDP.
So it
which is
added to
about
the GDP?
which is about $28 billion per year.
Yeah.
So it nowhere near paid for
Can you?
itself.
How does
nor
that
did it add
address
enough
my
to the
point,
economy
Parker?
to justify the spending.
How does that address my point?
Because
Can
what I'm
you
telling you
steel
is
man my
that-
argument for me so I know you understand it?
Yeah, so you think that it builds up American manufacturing?
That's not
in
what
the
I said,
Midwest.
Parker. What did I say? I said in the
say?
Midwest, specifically inside of the Midwest, which is where all the automotive
I
plants.
said Midwest.
Yes. So can you address what the Midwest growth looked like, Parker?
Well, I was referencing the.
Yeah, I know
overall
what you're
economy.
referencing. You're referencing a red herring. Can you reference what the Midwest
that's
growth
not a
was?
red
Yes, it
herring.
was. What the
That's
the
a-
overarching GDP would be a reference from all 50 states. Many of them have Democrat controllers. They have their own tax brackets. They have all of this. What I'm asking,
it's from the
hang
Tax
on,
Cuts
bro.
and Jobs
I'm
Act.
asking specifically
Listen, Andrew,
if you
it's the
can
effect
address my point for the Midwest
It was
specifically,
the effect on the GDP according to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
which has
I'm
what
telling
to
you
do with
is
my
that the
point,
spending
Parker?
1.9 trillion is not justified, given that it only added.
Has
$28 billion
nothing
to the
to do with my
the
point.
$1.9 trillion of spending is the overall country spending this, and then it only added 28 billion per year.
Okay,
right to
Parker,
it.
first of all-
okay, that's very low.
He
very
muted
low
me.
ROI, right? Very low. So why would we use the money to do this rather to invest in other things in the economy?
Okay, so Parker, you still aren't actually addressing my point. When you're specifically looking at
Answer my fucking question.
well,
or
you're
I'm
not
gonna make
answering
you
to
answer the
mine.
question.
You don't get.
Oh, you're so mad.
You're
you wanna
you're
answer the
you're
question?
refusing to answer mine,
Do you need a Kleenex, Andrew? Answer the
bro.
damn question.
Bro, why are you
I
not
answered your
answering to
question
mine?
already. I addressed it. I
okay,
said the
how?
economic growth that specifically comes from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is minuscule to the amount of money that we put into spending for it. So if you want to put money into investments, put money in investments that give you better ROIs than 0.04%
Yeah,
annual GDP
okay.
growth due to 1.9 trillion.
Parker, that doesn't address
tax cuts go to
that doesn't
people who are
address my
rich.
argument, Parker.
I addressed it. I addressed it directly. I
You're
said,
still
what
spurging,
was the
bro. You need to
economic
calm
growth?
down.
I
Stop
asked-
spurging.
No, listen. I was looking at the economic growth specifically from
Yeah,
the tax
that's
policy.
not. That doesn't address my argument, Parker.
It does. That
Okay,
addresses
how
the-
how does that?
the
How would
argument
that address
exactly.
my argument, Parker?
Yeah, because it references the economic growth that comes from the tax policy that you referenced.
Yeah, but you're talking about the national GDP. The national GDP is not going to directly address the Midwest because each state has its own economy. So you could have two states, for instance, that could sink the GDP. based on
Andrew,
certain
Andrew, I
hang on,
understand what you're
Parker, it's my
referencing.
turn.
I'm talking
Parker,
about the effect of the
Parker,
policy.
why
I'm
won't you
not
let me talk,
referencing other
Parker?
effects.
Why won't you let me
Because you're
talk?
dumb.
You're still
Because you're dumb.
spurking.
I'm talking
Oh,
about
now we're getting into
other
insults?
effects that you're referencing. I'm not counting those because I'm only referencing
Now
what comes
we're gonna insult
from the-
Parker. You're gonna
I'm
insult.
only talking about what comes from the fact of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Okay, so I'm not referencing any of the other impacts on the economy. I am specifically looking at a paper from a liberal and conservative economist that highlights the effect of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. You are not.
Yeah, that has
acknowledging what I'm
nothing to do
saying.
with my argument, though.
That has everything.
It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. Parker, did I what? Parker, stop spurging. Calm down, so we can have a conversation here.
Andrew, you don't have.
You're
any idea
still
what you're talking
spurging,
about.
bro. You're still spurging.
You're deflecting.
You're
not arguing
screaming
what
at the top of your
I'm
lungs.
saying.
Calm down so
I'm
that we
not
can
screaming
talk,
at the top of
bro.
my
You're
lungs.
spurging.
You're gaslighting.
I'm trying to give you the
I'm
argument.
not screaming. You're gaslighting.
Then why won't you let me speak, Parker?
I am letting you speak.
Okay,
You're just
great.
not
So
acknowledging my points.
yeah, because you can't move and deflect from what my argument
I'm not
was.
deflecting, genius.
You
know what a
asked why.
deflection is.
Okay, did you ask me why I was voting for Trump?
I did.
Okay,
you
and
said
did-
specifically the benefits from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in terms of
For
specifically
what?
the Midwest.
Yes.
Midwest growth.
Yes.
And what you're not acknowledging is that the Midwest is a part of the United States. What I'm
Oh no,
acknowledging is the
Parker! I
overall
didn't
effect
know
of the
that.
bill.
Is the Midwest part of the United States, Parker? I had no idea.
Did you know?
I had
did you
no
know
idea,
that, like,
Parker.
There's also other manufacturing in the United
Yeah, it
States.
doesn't address
When
my
I look at the
argument,
national
Parker.
GDP,
Doesn't address
when I
my-
address the national GDP
It just
growth,
mutes
it actually
me.
does address your argument because it looks at the overall effect of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
You're like an
Also,
NPC,
who's
bro.
yelling right now, you're fucking screaming into the mic.
No, you
know
are,
the
bro.
effect
You're
of
an
tax
NPC.
policy. You have no
NPC.
understanding of economics. I'm quite
NPC.
literally right now citing a paper. I'm citing a paper from a liberal and conservative economist, bipartisan support that shows that
just-
you're wrong.
they just
you have
mute
no
look
source. You just sat up here. You said, "What's the effect on the Midwest?" I'm looking at the overall effect of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It's
Not on the
just look at
Midwest,
what
though.
The effect is on the Midwest. We're looking at what the effect is from the overall spending bill. Because it was $1.9 trillion of spending.
Yes, but
that was debt-related spending.
Yeah, Parker, that still doesn't actually address the argument for the 15th time.
It does. It literally
doesn't.
does. For the 15th time, it does.
It doesn't. You
It does.
can't.
It references
Parker,
the GDP growth from the
Parker,
Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That's the
are you still
exact
going to
argument.
spurg, or am I going to get a chance to talk here?
Wait. I literally gave you the chance to speak. You said something dumb, so I argued against it.
Well, all you have is ad homs. You just keep saying, "Oh, this is
Here, give me
dumb.
a
You're
dollar.
dumb. Everything's dumb." But
I
you're not
argued against
actually.
it. I
You're
gave
not.
you the
You're
reasons
not
why it was dumb.
addressing the argument. No
I gave
wonder
you
you
the
didn't.
reasons why it was dumb.
Yeah.
I gave you a
Okay.
paper.
Well,
I cited a
Parker.
paper.
Parker, I'll
Here's
tell you
the
what.
paper.
I'll tell you what.
Can you give me a paper that says? that
Actually,
there
I'll
was a
do one
greater
better
level of
for you.
growth?
I'll do one better
Here's the
for
handout.
you. If I
What's the
pay
paper
your
that shows
if
there's
I pay
growth?
your bill, will you come out to the whatever podcast and do a 1v1 debate against me?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to pay your bill. I'm going to head out there in a week.
Andrew, you guys already ran away last time. Thank
Who's
Stephanie,
you
for your
guys?
subscription.
Who's you guys?
We literally had a day set up.
What
to
does that
talk
have to do
you
with me?
On the whatever
Has what to
podcast.
do with me? I'm a guest.
You guys ran away.
You guys, I'm not. I don't own the show, Parker. Will you do a 1v1 debate
You
with
go
me,
on it
Parker?
all the time. You will go on it
What
all
does
the
that
time.
have to do with anything? Does that mean I own the
I'll
show?
debate you. I'll debate you on religion. I'll debate you on social issues. I'll debate you on politics. You're an
Yeah,
idiot.
I'd like to
Appreciate
see.
it.
I'd like to see.
Subscription.
I'd like to see how you're going to do when you don't have the mute, the mic mute button, Parker.
Yeah.
Because that's all you
Yeah.
do is just mute the mic and refuse to address the
I'll talk to
argument.
you this way as well. I actually already addressed the argument.
You haven't addressed the
You're
argument.
Too dumb to realize.
Yeah, oh,
I
I'm
did.
too dumb to
I did.
realize that
I
you
looked
didn't
at
address the
national
argument.
GDP growth. I
You,
looked at the
Parker,
national GDP
Parker,
growth
if
from the policy that was
somebody,
nationwide.
Parker, if somebody gives you an argument for why they're doing X,
And I
right?
respond to
It's
the argument.
specific to
Appreciate
X.
that.
I have asked you now multiple times for the data on the
And I gave you a
Midwest,
response.
the
I gave you.
the Midwest
I gave you a
specific
response on the
Midwest,
national
Parker.
economy.
That's not the
There isn't-
Midwest.
there isn't a
Yes, there is
specific
data for the
point on
Midwest. Stupid.
Show
You
me.
don't
What
know.
is it?
You
What is
don't
the
know.
source?
I'm asking you,
What's the
Parker.
source?
It's your argument, Parker. It's your
Yeah, so
argument,
it doesn't
Parker.
Specifically, the paper does
Muted.
not separate the Midwest from the rest of the United States. It's specifically.
They don't
looks at
have
the
to. I'm
effect
asking you
of
for the
Tax Cuts and
bro.
Jobs Act.
See?
I'm not going to know what
Mute.
the effect is of the
Just
Tax Cuts
muted.
and Jobs Act unless they
All right,
specifically
all right,
have an
Parker.
analysis
Parker, one week.
that relates to the
Okay, so 1 week, Parker, we'll actually do the debate, so you don't have the mic mute.
You're so fucking scared to argue against my point. You're not even arguing.
Bro, all you do is mute me when we're arguing. Every time I bring up the point, you
Fix your
mute.
mic. Fix your mic. It got like
Every time, Parker, you just mute me.
Hey, Andrew, your mic is really fucked up. It's like robotic right now. I muted you because it's robotic.
No, that's not why you're muting me.
There, it's fixed now. It's fixed.
That's not why you're muting me, Parker. Now,
No, I
so here's the deal.
I truly just muted you because your mic is messed up.
Parker, will you debate me on whatever on feminism?
Yes, I'll debate you on whatever.
And it's-
Hey,
that's-
thank you for
and-
the $20. Thank you so much. I appreciate
and you're
it.
gonna be-
Plus, feminism is not MAGA. Feminism
That's
is
not what
God.
Parker.
You don't
Parker, what did
debate
I
any
just
of those
ask you?
things.
What did I just
I
ask you?
brought up religion, socialism, anything.
Parker,
I'll debate you on
Parker,
anything.
will you do feminism?
Well, can we do all these topics?
Can we do feminism?
Can we do feminism? Can we do
All right,
God?
Parker,
Can we do
Parker, Parker.
Trump?
One more time. I just
We'll do
challenged you
all
to
of
a
them.
debate. Will you do a pro-feminist debate where you're the pro-feminist?
Yes, I'll debate.
Okay,
I'll debate
great.
feminism,
So
but I
one-
also want to debate religion.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
wanna
that's
debate
nice. I don't
MAGA.
care what you-
I want to debate all these other.
Parker,
things.
I've
You're
blown
scared
you
to
out.
debate those
I've blown
things.
you out with the transcendental argument before.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You're such a dumbass.
That's
The
fine, Parker.
transcendental argument
I'll
is
tell you
not
what,
proof.
I'll tell
It's
you
not
what,
evidence.
we'll give you
The
two-
Transcendental argument is not proof or evidence. It's
Just
simply
muted.
you just
Mute it
fucking
again.
believe it.
Mute it again. That's
Yeah,
all you know how to
transcendental
do is
argument.
mute.
You're screaming. You're screaming.
No,
Andrew.
Parker, you're spurging. So here's the thing.
You're literally not
dude,
arguing
all you
against it.
do,
You're
all you
literally-
do is mute.
You're not actually giving me a response to what I
Just
just said.
okay.
If
Yes,
you- hey,
Parker,
Andrew,
Parker.
Andrew,
Yes,
Andrew.
Parker. I'll debate that also. If you do round
Yeah,
one
appreciate it. Thank you so
feminism,
much. Stop screaming. Be quiet.
if
calm
you
down.
do
I will
round
have
one
I will
feminism,
mute you if you don't be quiet. Let me specifically talk, and then I'll let you speak.
Parker, I'm
I respectfully
giving you
let
the terms,
speak.
Parker.
Now be quiet, please, please.
No. Can you listen to the terms?
Okay, I'm gonna kick you.
I'm
if you don't
trying
be
to give you
quiet.
the terms for
I'm
the
gonna give you
debate.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
If you,
don't be
yeah, if you
quiet, I'm
do
gonna kick you.
feminism, if you do feminism,
Yeah,
I'll
3 seconds.
I'll do
3
God. If you do
seconds.
feminism,
1 second.
Parker.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, go find out a way to fucking message me. You can't be quiet and shut up on a fucking live because you're a little fucking child. If you want to talk to me like an adult, I'll have a conversation with you. I'll set up a debate with you. But stop acting like a little fucking child on my live and screaming and not arguing against any of my points. I'm sick of this bullshit. Everyone who talks to you on a daily basis on this live acts more like an adult than you do. Every single person I've talked to. I've talked to literal 18-year-olds on this live that act more like an adult than you do. Get up on my live, talk to me like a fucking human and an adult. Don't act to me like a child and incessantly fucking scream about dumb shit instead of acknowledging what I'm saying. I gave you a boundary. I told you don't cross the boundary. You still fucking did.
We'll
it.
see what a hero
I will
this guy
literally
is
give
when he
you-
can't mute my
I will
mic.
give you the ability to set up a debate with me, but you didn't. And apparently you said a slur.
I
don't even know
literally
what slur you
tried
said,
to
but
a
it's
million
fucking weird,
times.
dude.
Tried
What a
to
weirdo.
give it to him.
What a weirdo, dude. I gave you an argument. I gave you